Was geht ab, meine Damen und Herren? Herzlich willkommen zu einem neuen Video bei Deutschified. Ich habe euch so sehr vermisst. Colin here, and today's topic has been dominating the headlines over the past week. Some might say this topic has even been spreading like a virus. Anyone? I'll be here all week. Also, es gibt jetzt eine neue Krankheit, die in Europa ausgebrochen ist. Und zwar die Affenpocken, Monkeypox. So, without further ado, let us dive in and see what all of the hubbub is about. Verbreitung in Europa. Kommt jetzt die Affenpocke-Quarantäne? Europe sees spread. Is there a monkeypox quarantine coming? Fetish Festival in Antwerpen als möglicher Hotspot unter Verdacht. Mindestens 4 Fälle in Deutschland. Belgien führt 21 Tage Quarantäne ein. Holland erwägt Meldepflicht. Großbritannien rät zur Isolation. Bayern Minister will Impfstoff ordern. So, lot to unpack here. It says Fetish Festival in Antwerp under suspicion as a potential hotspot. Antwerp, by the way, is a city in northern Brussels. At least 4 cases in Germany. Belgium implements a 21-day quarantine. Holland considers implementing a duty to report or a duty to inform. So basically that means if you find out you're infected, you have an obligation to notify the appropriate authorities or the appropriate agency. The UK recommends isolating. Bavarian minister to order vaccines. So that's kind of a 30,000 foot view of what's going on here, as you know, in terms of how different countries are, you know, reacting to this news. Also, I just want to point out, so this last one here, Bayern Minister will Impfstoff ordern. So ordern, you know, it's a cognate, obviously. It means to order, but I just want to clarify what it means in this context. So I don't mean order as in like they're ordering people to take it. Ordern means like to order something from a company. So like they're gonna order it like in bulk, basically. So just wanted to clarify that. There are no mandates, no vaccine mandates as of yet that I'm aware of. Although, who knows? I mean, after everything that we've been through in the past 2.5 years, you just don't know. Man weiß einfach nicht. Let's continue. Im Institut für Mikrobiologie der Bundeswehr in München wurde erstmals in Deutschland bei einem Patienten das Affenpock-Virus zweifelsfrei nachgewiesen. So it says, at the Bundeswehr Institute of Microbiology in Munich. The Bundeswehr, by the way, is basically the German armed forces. So this is a military medical facility, basically. So at the Bundeswehr Institute of Microbiology in Munich, the first case of monkeypox in Germany was unequivocally, in other words, without a doubt, verified in 1 patient. Interesting. Ein Fall in München, mindestens 3 in Berlin. Insgesamt mehr als 100 Fälle in 12 Ländern innerhalb von nur 2 Wochen. Die Verbreitung der Affenpocken schreitet schnell voran. Erste Länder erlassen nun eine Quarantäne für Infizierte oder prüfen die Möglichkeit. Die Behörden bringen die Ansteckungen mit einem Fetish Festival in Antwerpen in Verbindung. Dort gilt jetzt Wer infiziert ist, muss 21 Tage in Quarantäne. That sucks. Niederländer. Der staatliche Gesundheitsdienst RIVM hat eine Meldepflicht für die Krankheit erlassen. Ärzte müssen die Behörde bereits beim Verdacht auf eine Infektion unterrichten. Laut RIVM sollen neue Fälle so früh wie möglich erfasst werden, damit das Infektionsgeschehen unter Kontrolle gehalten und eventuell notwendig Gegenmaßnahmen rechtzeitig ergriffen werden können. Dazu könne auch eine Quarantäne für Menschen gehören, die mit Infizierten Kontakt hatten. Großbritannien. What are they doing? Die Zahl der Infektionen schnellt auf der Insel in die Höhe. Von der UK Health Security Agency erging daher der Ratschlag, sich 21 Tage zu isolieren, sollte der Verdacht auf eine Infektion bestehen. So, let's unpack this. So, this first paragraph. It says 1 case in Munich, at least 3 in Berlin. In total, more than 100 cases across 12 countries within just 2 weeks. The spread of monkeypox is quickly progressing. The countries that were first impacted are now enacting a quarantine for those infected or are exploring the possibility. Hey, stop. Puzzles, stop it. Hör auf jetzt. Okay. Belgium. Authorities are linking the infection to a fetish festival in Antwerp. A fetish festival. Was zum Teufel? Very interesting. I suddenly have a lot of questions. Viele Fragen. It says, there's now a rule in effect that says anyone who's infected must quarantine for 21 days. Yikes. The Netherlands. RIVM. Now, I do not speak Dutch. I like to kind of think of Dutch as like drunk German. If there's any Dutch people watching, please do not take offense to that. That's just the best way I can describe it based on my limited exposure to the language. But RIVM is essentially the National Institute for Public Health and the Environment. So I have my trusty friend Google Translate here to... Oh, you know what? My mic is plugged in, so it's not gonna play. Don't I look the fool? Okay, anyway. So this agency has enacted a reporting requirement or a duty to report for the disease. Physicians are required to inform authorities even upon suspicion of an infection. According to RIVM, new cases are to be recorded as soon as possible so that infections can be kept under control, and so that potential necessary countermeasures can be taken in a timely fashion. This could include a quarantine for those who have come into contact with an infected person. And then it says the UK. The number of infections are skyrocketing auf der Insel, literally on the island. That's just referring to the UK. I mean, technically it is an island. They're not wrong. Eine riesige Insel. As a result, the UK Health Security Agency is advising residents to isolate themselves for 21 days in case of a suspected infection. Crazy stuff. Now, before we continue, I do want to bring your attention to something real quick. So, if you look at this Niederlande paragraph here, so in this last sentence, they use the word kunnen. Now, as I'm sure you may be aware, this is a conjugated form of the verb kunnen, which means can, or to be able to. And this might look a little weird to you depending on, you know, how advanced you are in your German, but I just kind of want to break down for those who are newer what this actually means. So in German, as in English, because English is a Germanic language, there's a tense, right? Like we have the present tense, the past tense, the future tense. Well, there's actually another tense called the subjunctive tense, and that is basically what you use when you want to express a hypothetical situation. So in English, that would be the equivalent of saying like, I would love, or, you know, I would have gone, or, you know, you catch my drift. So that's the tense they're using here, but in German, very interesting. So they use the subjunctive when someone is relaying secondhand information. So in other words, in this article, if they're not quoting someone directly, they're basically reporting information that someone else has, that originated from an outside entity. So this tense that they're using here, this tense that they're using here, the subjunctive, is meant to indicate that what they're writing here is not actually what they believe, but they're merely reporting what someone else has stated, or, you know, a belief that an outside party has expressed. That's what that is. I know that looks kind of weird, and it happens a few other times in the article, and this is especially prevalent with news articles, obviously, because a lot of it is, you know, reporting secondhand information. So just wanted to point that out there, because it might look a little weird, like Kuna, why isn't that kann or können? So yeah, you know, I want this to be a language learning channel first and foremost. I know there's kind of a commentary angle to it as well, but you know, I want you to walk away with something that you didn't know before, whether that be a new vocabulary term, a new understanding of grammar, a cultural point. Also, weiter mit dem Artikel. Experten warnten letztes Jahr mit Ausbruchsszenario. Experts warned last year of an outbreak scenario. Der Anstieg neuer Fälle sei astronomisch, meint US-Virologe Eric Feigl-Ding. That's an interesting name. Christian Happy of the African Center of Excellence for Genomics of Infectious Diseases. Wow, that's a mouthful. Ergänzt, quote, so haben wir das noch nicht gesehen. Und auch, quote, Europa muss das untersuchen. Zur Verbreitung laufen sich Verschwörungstheoretiker bereits wahr. Grund: Auf der Münchner Sicherheitskonferenz im März 2021 spielten Experten ein Szenario zum Ausbruch biologisch manipulierter Affenpocken durch. Reine Theorie aber. Als ausgedachte Zeit des Ausbruchs nahmen sie den Mai 2022. Crazy stuff. So it says the surge in new cases is, quote, astronomical, says U.S. virologist Eric Feigl-Ding. Christian Happy, not too happy now, of the African Center of Excellence for Genomics of Infectious Diseases, which is in Nigeria, by the way, adds, we've never seen anything like this, and Europe needs to investigate this. It goes on. Conspiracy theorists are already getting warmed up. Sich bereits warm laufen. They're already getting warmed up. So in other words, they're getting ready to, you know, disseminate their theories. The reason being, experts at the Munich Security Conference, which is basically an annual conference that deals with international security, as the name implies, held in March of 2021, presented a simulation of a bioengineered monkeypox outbreak scenario. But this was purely theoretical. The simulation assumed May 2022 as the time of the outbreak.